Biggie, we haven't heard from you in a while. Everyone's wondering how you're doing. Hey everyone, it's me again, and I've got a super special review for you today. The review I've got going on is for Medusa's Makeup's Stick It Eyeshadow Primer. A review about eyeshadow primer? You'd think all eyeshadow primers are created equal, but you would be wrong. I've actually had an experience with a bunch of higher-end eyeshadow primers that didn't really live up to the expectations. So needless to say, when I found Medusa's Makeup while I was researching indie brands, my expectations were pretty high. Because I've managed to find a couple of eyeshadow primers, even some from the drugstore, that work pretty well. Medusa's Makeup, as I mentioned before, is an indie brand. I had never really heard from them before or heard of them before until I started doing research on indie brands, trying to be a more informed consumer of my products. I found Medusa's Makeup, and I had actually seen this eyeshadow primer on YouTube before. Now, in the interests of complete transparency, this was sent to me for review. I contacted Medusa's Makeup. I said, hey, I've heard a lot of stuff about your eyeshadow primer. I got this here YouTube channel. You mind if I review it for a YouTube channel? And Medusa's Makeup was like, sure, man, no problem. We'll send it to you. Just give us a little cash for shipping and it's yours. I did not pay as much for this as you normally would. It's not going to affect my review in any way whatsoever. I'm still going to be completely honest with you guys. You know how it works. I'm honest, I'm straightforward, and I'm going to tell it like it is. As a primer, the company doesn't really make a whole lot of claims about this. They claim that it's an eyeshadow, an all-natural eyeshadow primer for eye dusts, which is what they call loose powder eyeshadows, and eyeshadows, and that it's suitable for all skin tones. Not too tough of a claim to meet, really. However, there's a certain expectation that people have come to have when it comes to eyeshadow primer. You know, there's certain things that you expect it to do. You expect it to allow your eyeshadow to stick to your eyelids to improve the pigmentation and longevity of your eyeshadow. So that's what I was really looking for here. I was looking for something that would be able to keep my eyeshadow from creasing all day long, and that would, you know, sustain the pigmentation of my eyeshadow really well. The first thing I noticed is that this came really, really quickly. It was like it went from shipping notification to my mailbox in less than a week, which, as you guys know, living at an APO address, that's almost unheard of. So bonus points to them for actually getting this here very, very fast. When I looked at it, you know, it's in a little pot like this. There's the logo. Then you got a little label on the back there. And when I first saw that it was in a pot on the website, I was kind of concerned because normally, when you talk to estheticians and dermatologists and people who work with people like me who have a lot of acne, cystic acne in particular, they usually recommend that you don't use anything that comes in a pot on your face because you're dipping your fingers in it and then, you know, the bacteria is left there to kind of fester, and then you dip your fingers in it again and again and again, and you're just reapplying bacteria to your face. I wasn't too worried about that with this, and this has not broken me out at all. I want to be very clear about that. This hasn't broken me out. I wasn't too worried about the fact that it was in a pot because I'm only using it on my eyes. I'm not using it on my face. I'm not using it on any of my problem areas when it comes to cystic acne, so I wasn't too worried. If that is something that you are concerned about, use a brush to apply it. Just use a synthetic brush to kind of put it all over your eyeball, or wash your hands beforehand. You know, there's precautions you can take to kind of mitigate any potential problem, but I don't think there'll be a problem really, because you're only using it on your eyes, and I've never seen anyone get a cystic pimple on their eyelid. The skin's just too thin. Aside from that, this pot has a little screw lid, there you go, which is going to be great for travel because it's nice and secure. You don't have to worry about the lid popping off. You don't have to worry about the product spilling all in your suitcase, nothing like that. It's perfectly secure. It looks, there's the primer right there, it looks like it's got a flesh tone color to it, but if I swatch it for you guys, you just kind of dip your ring finger in and let the product melt onto your finger. Swatch it there. You see, there's really like no color at all. Right away, the claims that they make that this is an eyeshadow primer that's suitable for all skin tones are completely well-founded. It's gonna work for everybody. regardless. One really awesome thing about Medusa's makeup is that they list the ingredients for all of their products right there on their website. So if you're worried that a makeup product is going to, you know, cause you an allergic reaction or that you're going to be sensitive to something, in this particular case, you can just go to the product page and there's going to be a little tab for ingredients and you'll see the entire list of ingredients, which is great for people with sensitive skin. Why don't more makeup brands do that? And when you look at the ingredients for this product, not only can I pronounce every single ingredient in this product, but you know, they're ingredients that I recognize, names and words that I actually know what they are. And I'll read the whole list off to you right now. It's organic olive oil, candelilla wax, organic coconut oil, organic shea butter, organic palm oil, organic jojoba seed oil, rosehip oil, vitamin E, rosemary leaf extract, and neem seed oil. That's it. That's the entire list of ingredients for this product. So this is going to be amazing for people with really sensitive skin, because the simpler a product is, the better it's going to be for you. A lot of the ingredients in the list for this primer, you've got vitamin E, you've got olive oil, coconut oil, shea butter, jojoba oil. All of those ingredients are extremely emollient. They're very good for your skin, very moisturizing, and that's been my experience here. You know, these are ingredients that are actually going to benefit the skin on your eyes. It's not just going to help your eyeshadow stick to your eyelids the way other primers do, but it's actually going to benefit the skin on your eyelids, and it's going to help kind of improve the health of the skin around your eyes, which is really cool. You know, having all those oils in it, you would think, man, oil breaks down makeup. Are you sure that's not just going to be completely counterintuitive to what you want it to do? Well, from my experience, no. I mean, for how many oils are in this thing, eyeshadow sticks to it beautifully. It's got a nice sticky texture to start with, which is going to be great for not only powder eyeshadows or eyeshadows where you have trouble with pigmentation with them, but it's also going to be good for loose eyeshadows, you know, pigments where you really need that to stick, otherwise you're going to get eyeshadow fallout all over your face, and no one wants that. So it's got that really sticky base that's going to be great for all different kinds of eyeshadow, but it sets down, and when I, you know, kind of feel my hand after I swatch it, there's no residual stickiness, which is amazing. Most primers that are kind of wet or sticky or designed to be used for loose eyeshadow stay sticky. You know, they don't ever really set down, and that can make blending impossible. Once it sets down, blending is a breeze. It's as easy as with any other primer that I own that sets down. I don't really have any trouble with application or blending. My shadows, when I use this, are pigmented, they're bright, they're magical, all the normal usual things that I run into with the eyeshadows I use, because of course I only really use eyeshadows I like, let's be honest. So my eyeshadows are already pigmented, but I don't run into as much fallout as I normally do when I use this, and the blendability is just as easy as with any other eyeshadow primer that I use that sets down. So right away I can tell you that this works just as well, if not better, than some of my eyeshadow primers that I already own for certain tasks and purposes. This is going to be a lot better for loose eyeshadow than any other primer I own because it's nice and sticky. Now let's talk about the value. We already know that this does what it claims to do, but what about the value? You're getting 2 grams of product in this little pot by weight. This pot is $8. $8. That's like nothing compared to other eyeshadow primers that I've used. You know, Urban Decay Primer Potion is like 30 bucks a bottle, 20 or 30 bucks a bottle. Sometimes you can get it on sale and things like that, but from my experience, it's between $20 and $30 a bottle. A full-size tube of Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer is about $20 or $30. So when you compare that to this, where you only need a teeny tiny bit of it, just enough to barely coat your ring finger to cover the entire upper and lower, areas of your eye, you're using so little each time that this is going to last a decently long time for you, especially since it's a solid primer. You don't need much, you don't end up getting more product than you need, and it's easy to use, and it's only $8, which is really not that bad. In fact, it's one of the more affordable primers that I've come across. So is it a good value? Absolutely. I would encourage everyone to, go to the website. I'll leave the link down below in the description. Go to the website, order the eyeshadow primer, give it a try, leave a comment and tell me what you think. If you used this primer before, go ahead and leave a comment, share your thoughts, and I hope you guys found this review super helpful and informative. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button, you know it deserves it. Hit that subscribe button and become a member of the faithful today if you want to see more from me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles!